Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Erica from Confessions of a Homeschooler. Today I'm going to show you a new literature unit that I have. This one is for the Iliad, and I am using the Classic Starts version, which is basically an abridged version of the Homer original. So I like using these for younger kids, elementary level kids. This unit I'm recommending for ages 8 to 11 or 12-ish. And then how the Classic Starts versions work is that they're just a little bit easier to read than original versions for younger kids, but it's still a great way to get them into the classics and just give them like an overall picture of what this story is about. So I'm going to show you the inside of the lap book so you can kind of see what it looks like and all of the products that it comes with. Okay, so here is the cover, and there's instructions on how to actually assemble the lap book in the teacher's manual and instructions, and I just have mine just kind of sitting inside here. But each one does come with daily lesson plans, and it tells you what to do prior to reading. Any materials that you'll need are, any materials that you need are right here up at the top, and then it kind of tells you what to do as you go day by day. And then each chapter has this one has a prologue, but each chapter basically has questions and answers for you so that you don't have to pre-read the story, especially if you don't have time. I know that's kind of hard for me, especially with 4 kiddos. So I like having a teacher's manual and guide. This unit can also be used as a notebooking unit if you don't want to make the lap book. You could simply print the student pages and have them put them into like a 3-ring binder or something like that. So totally up to you. To get the cover on, I just glue it onto half, open it up, and then cut along the edge and then glue it onto the other half. So it's really easy to do that way. And then if you open it up on the inside here, you'll see several books. This particular one had a prologue plus 18 chapters. And so each chapter has a little mini book that goes with it, and there's comprehension questions and all that based on the chapter. So here's just a few of the different ones. And this particular unit, every now and then I had put the questions in the student worksheet, but they weren't necessarily in the actual lap book. And I tried to make it so that each of the lap books has the questions already inside versus your student either having to write the questions or they just write an answer and then you don't know what the question was to begin with. So hopefully that works out better for you guys. And then as you can see, there's some more in here, and you can set it up any way that you like. This is just kind of the way that I found that they fit. Okay, and then at the top here, we've got another series, and again, all the questions are inside the lap book, or the mini books, sorry. And then as usual, all of my units also have a vocab list, and these are just words that your student might not be as familiar with, and so I have them do that prior to reading, but that's all in the instructions. And so that's kind of what the inside of the lap book looks like. And then if we flip it over, we've made a little pocket here on the back. We cut another file folder in half, and then I just use packing tape around the edge here to secure it. And then it comes with several different reports. So the first one is just a regular book report, and they talk about the summary and then the report section. And there's a few questions up here to kind of help them just get started on, what to write about if they've never done a book report before. And then I also have just an extra page because there wasn't very much room to write on the first page, and so they can continue. You could print this page as many times as needed, if their report is a little bit longer. I also have a book versus movie report if they want to, go and look and see, watch a movie and then compare it to the book. And so there's comparison and contrast questions on here for that. There's just a plain extra thoughts page. You could use this for the book report, or just if you want them to have to do, something else in regards to the story that I didn't provide a worksheet for. There's a protagonist and antagonist worksheet in here where they talk about what that is, why, these people are at odds, and what the solution or outcome of the story is. And then there's just a few facts about the story. So this one has the setting, the main plot, main characters, and then there's just a little place for them to draw an image there. It also includes this kind of a timeline worksheet, and this is totally optional, but my kids like to draw pictures. You can also do writing just of the major events, kind of like a storyboard in the order in which they occur in the story, and I like to have them put this in there. It kind of helps to give them a quick glance where they can kind of see what happened with the story without having to reread the book. And then lastly, I have a predictions worksheet here, and this is something you do at the beginning. They'll look at the book, look at the cover. They can even read the kind of little thing on the back if they want. I usually have my kids just look at the picture, but then they kind of predict where it takes place, when it takes place, like seasons and stuff like that, and then what they think the story is about based on the cover. And then it's kind of fun to go back to this worksheet after they're done doing the unit and kind of compare whether or not, you know, their predictions were accurate based on what the cover image looked like. And I like to just keep those all in the back of their lap book here in this pocket. It's kind of a nice way to just keep all of their activities together. And so there's the lesson plans, the lap book. This will be what your student does, and then it goes with, again, the Classic Starts book. Now, one thing about the lap books, I do get questions about whether you can use it with another version instead of this book. I tend to recommend that you stick with the book that I recommend. However, if you would like to try and kind of you know, correlate it with a different version, you're welcome to do that. The Classic Starts versions I found, sometimes the chapters are slightly different than the original. Sometimes the chapters line up great and it's just the content is maybe a little bit shorter or easier to read. So you're kind of, you know, taking a risk there, but it's totally possible if you don't mind just doing a little bit of legwork. You probably have to read ahead in the book just slightly to make sure that the mini book, you know, for chapter 1 or whatever is going to fit whatever chapter you're reading in the original version. But all right, so that is my literature unit on the Iliad. This was kind of a fun one to read. It is Greek mythology, just in case you aren't aware of that, so maybe something to consider. I am also going to do the Odyssey, so hopefully that one will be coming out next. So if you have any questions, I'll put all of my information in below. I'll also put a store link to this below so that you can get to it and just see what it looks like, and there's pictures and things like that, so a little bit more detail. So hopefully this video helped. I hope you enjoyed this literature unit. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you next time.